it's Ndivisi and welcome back to my channel. Okay, you guys, it's finally here. You have been hounding me for this video, how to get over a crush on your best friend or someone that's in your friend group. Apparently, it's happening to a lot of you. So maybe you've decided it's just not worth the risk to tell your friend that you're in love with them. It could just ruin the whole group dynamic and you just can't risk it. Maybe you've told them how you feel and they completely friend zoned you, like more friend zoned than you already were in the friend zone. Or I've had a lot of you actually say you told your best friend how you feel and they were a complete dick about it, which in that case, they were never a friend to begin with. They're just a really shitty person. Or maybe you haven't told them because you just know they're not that into you. If you are in any of those situations, okay, then this video is for you because I'm going to help you get over your crush on your friend. Let's get to moving on. The first thing you need to do is accept it and mourn the fantasy relationship that it was in your head. Take a day, take a weekend, cry it out, watch sad rom-coms, whatever you need to do, feel sorry for yourself. But after that, you gotta pick the pieces up. Now, this is the step that everyone just seems to ignore in my videos. You're doing everything else, but you haven't really accepted that it's never gonna be a thing between you two. And if you haven't accepted that, how can you really move on? You need to accept what the relationship is, that it's a friendship, not a romantic relationship. Why would you want to be in a relationship that you have to force, that you have to convince that other person that there's a spark there? Like, if they're not feeling the vibe too, why? It just wasn't meant to be. And you need to accept that there's something better out there for you. And you've still got this awesome person as your friend, so appreciate that. And soon you'll find someone else that you can have a romantic relationship with, and you've still got this awesome friend, like best of both worlds. Falling in love is scary, right? How I picture it, falling in love is kind of like jumping off a cliff. It's scary. You hope that the person is gonna jump with you, because sometimes I've jumped and they're still up there on the cliff looking down at me laughing, and it's awkward, right? So that's kind of what you're doing right now. You have totally jumped off this cliff and your friend is still standing up there like,
yeah, nah, I gotta go.
That's basically what you're doing. You have already jumped off this cliff. You're like drowning in this water and your friend's still up on the cliff like, you good? You want a snack or something? Otherwise, I gotta go. I want someone who's standing at the cliff and is gonna jump with me. You don't wanna have to force it. Otherwise, it's not fun. I just think it's funny because so often in life, people are so quick to give up on their career goals and like education and dreams and things like, oh, I failed this class, so I'm just gonna drop out, or I'm gonna change my major because obviously I suck at this. And you're so quick to give up on that stuff. But when it comes to a relationship that's completely one-sided, no one wants to give up on that. Like, you are ready to go full on Joe from you, stalker level, to convince this person that you're meant to be together. And you're willing to hang around for 5 years and just like, well, maybe if I do this, maybe if I lose 10 pounds, they'll fall in love with me. Maybe if I join the volleyball team, oh, okay, yeah, he's into sporty girls, so I'll just be more sporty. Then that'll definitely make him fall in love with me. Like, no, okay, you're being creepy, it's manipulative, move on, let it go. Over here, this is not a situation where you want to cling on to it and you're like, oh yeah, don't give up on your dreams. Like, okay, no, this is a human, okay? And sometimes you need to give up on humans if they don't feel the same way, okay? How about you take that stalker energy and move that over to your career goals? Because that's the stuff, like, you know, your career isn't gonna give up on you. They're not gonna wake up one day and leave you. And if you're thinking, well, like, but what if we're meant to be together? And so I can't give up on it. You're watching this video, which means you probably already know deep down they don't feel the same way about you. So you're not in that realm of the Notebook type of love where you shouldn't give up on them and you should just wait 20 years to like reunite with them. No, okay? I'm sorry, but you're not the exception. Now that I've just like shit on you guys, step 2, realize that there is nothing wrong with you, okay? Yes, you may not be the exception to the rule, but that's for this particular person. There's nothing wrong with you. You're amazing, you're great, and you are going to make someone so happy one day. It's just not that person. Also, you're already friends with this person. They already love you in a platonic way. So clearly you can't be that much of a weirdo. You're on the friendship wavelength. You're not on the romantic wavelength, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean that you suck, that there's anything wrong with you. I've said this in another video of mine that I just think fits so perfectly. It's just like trying on jeans. If I try on 5 pairs of jeans, it's really hard to find a good pair of jeans, right? I may pick jean number 3, but that doesn't mean that jean 1, 2, 4, and 5, that there was anything wrong with those. It just wasn't the right fit for me. Jean 3 just happened to be the one that I looked the best in, but that doesn't mean I hate the other jeans. It's the same thing. Just because that person doesn't see you in a romantic way doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It's just not the right fit. Okay, so the next step is you need to stop putting this person on a pedestal. I know they're in your friend group or they're your best friend, and it's harder, right? Because you truly know them. In a lot of the other situations we've talked about, it's kind of stalkerish and you don't really know this person and you've made up this fantasy of them in your head. But this person, you probably hang out with them all the time, and even after hanging out with them all the time, you still are interested in them. So they must be a pretty great person, but you need to be realistic. Yes, they may be awesome, they may be funny, they may be smart, they may be kind, but they definitely have some faults. So stop putting them on this crazy pedestal and making it seem like they're like sitting at the right hand of the Father. Okay, they're not God, and you need to stop treating them like they are. Be realistic. Remind yourself of the flaws that they have, because they do have flaws. Don't come in this comment section and try and tell me they're perfect. They're not perfect, okay? Even Harry Styles isn't perfect. Another exercise that could really help with this is to write down your ideal partner. Then compare that to your best friend. Do they really tick all those boxes? Chances are they don't. And you're just making them out to be this person that they really aren't. You really need to open your eyes and be realistic, see their flaws, and remind yourself that just because they may be a perfect friend doesn't mean that the romantic relationship with them would be perfect. I know tons of people that are great friends, but if I had to date them, I would kill them, okay? Because they are just shitty in relationships. Some people are great friends, but are shitty in relationships. Some people are great in relationships and they're shitty friends. You can't assume until you're in that relationship that it would be perfect. You have completely fantasized what that romantic relationship would be like, and you have no idea what it actually would be like. So stop lying to yourself that it would be this perfect fairy tale. You guys would have 2 kids and this cute little minivan. No, it wouldn't be like that. He'd probably be drunk at the bar every Friday night, hitting on Tammy from science class, and it is what it is, okay? So open your eyes and be realistic. The romantic relationship probably wouldn't be perfect. Okay, next, you need to create boundaries. I'm not gonna tell you need to block them like I have in other videos, because they're your friend. That would be hella awkward. Unless you don't care about the friendship anymore and you just wanna cut it off, then I mean, hey, go on a blocking spree. I'm all for it. But you need to mute them. You can't have them popping up in your feed 24/7. How are you supposed to get over them? The other thing people neglect is making it so they can't see your story. Hide them from your story. You can do that in your settings. That's super helpful because, one, I know half of y'all are sitting there thinking, well, then how is he gonna see how cute I am? How is she gonna know I'm going on this other date with someone else? They don't need to know those things, because you know what you're doing? You're trying to make them jealous so that they'll come back to you, okay? Which means you didn't follow step number 1, which was to accept that nothing's ever gonna happen between you two. So if that's the case, then you need to pause right here and start the video again, okay? We're gonna try it again. But if you mute them from seeing your stories, they're less likely to reply because they don't have anything to reply to, okay? Do you follow? So many times you post stories and people you don't want to talk to reply to those stories, and then you have to answer their reply, and then it becomes a conversation, which is what we're trying to avoid in the first place, okay? So mute them, hide them, okay? They don't see your stories and you don't see their stories. How great is that? Love technology. It's great. And you may think, Catherine, why do I need to mute them? You know, I can get over them without muting them. Here's the thing, you probably can't, okay? You're probably lying to yourself, because how do you stay dry if you keep jumping in the pool, okay? You're trying to get over this person, so you need to avoid the pool, okay? The only way you can do that is to stop seeing their shit every time you open your Instagram. The biggest thing in creating the biggest thing in creating brownies, this has now turned into a cooking tutorial, okay? Who wants to make pot brownies? Biggest thing in creating boundaries is to communicate that with them, right? So probably don't tell them that you're going to mute them on social and stuff like that. But if you are taking it to the point where you're no longer going to attend parties they're at, you maybe are taking some space when they ask to hang out, you're like, no, I'm busy. Communicate that with them, especially if you told them how you feel and they didn't reciprocate the love. Let them know, like, hey, that's fine. I'm not mad at you. I still love you as a friend. I'm just gonna need to take some time, chill out on the hugging and physical contact and, you know, texting me every day. I just kind of need a minute to myself to get over it, and then I'll be good. Anyone who is mature enough will be fine with that. If they can't handle that, then you don't need to be friends with them anyway. So, next up, we need to distract ourselves and take care of ourselves. So while you're taking that time to kind of chill out and distance yourself from your crush, really focus on who you are outside of that friendship. Do you like to play the guitar? Do you like to play the piano? Can you write songs? Oh my gosh, if you can write songs about the experience, that is so cathartic. Or journaling, anything like that. Join a new club at school. That's a great way to meet new friends. Ooh, start an internship. Or if the situation just becomes too weird and you're like, wow, need to leave the country, study abroad. Okay, that is the best way to get over someone, is just deuce out, leave the country. The best thing I ever did to get over someone was straight up just leave the country and go make out with a bunch of British guys. It truly fixes everything, okay? You gotta have your little eat, pray, love moment. All of these things though, they have stuff in common, right? They're distracting you, they're adding value to your life, they're adding value to your resume, and they're giving you something to look forward to, okay? If you can find something that ticks any of those boxes, go do it. Whatever you're passionate about, take up a painting class, join the basketball team, learn how to play the flute. Lizzo is bringing flutes back, okay? Pick up an instrument. That'll impress the guys, that'll impress the ladies. You whip that out on the dance floor. Who isn't gonna wanna date you? Answer me that. And make sure you aren't letting your self-care practices go to the wayside. You better still be doing those face masks. Don't forget to floss. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, you're drinking enough water, you're eating those veggies, okay? And like, treat yourself. You wanna go get your nails done? Go do it. You wanna go cut your hair? Maybe think about it, but then go do it, you know? Because you might regret it if you do something a little too drastic. I prefer piercings because I love piercings, and then I can be like, oh, that was when this person broke my heart. That was when this person broke, you know, it's like a fun memory lane of holes in your body, but they're cute, okay? And I never regret a piercing, but I have regretted cutting my hair a little too short, okay? I think we've all been there, so I'm trying to help you out. But, don't do these things if you think that, oh, by doing this, maybe they'll turn around and come back to you, okay? Your crush is not gonna suddenly want to date you because you got a bomb-ass new piercing. That's not how it works. So make sure you're doing these things for you. You're not doing it so that they will see it on your Instagram story and think, wow, they look really hot now that they're not wearing cargo pants every day and she finally got a new wardrobe. Because you know why? They shouldn't be able to see your Instagram story in the first place. And if they can, you miss the steps up above and you gotta start at the beginning, okay? We'll wait for you. All I'm trying to say is don't forget to take care of yourself, add value to your life so that whatever that is, those 2 weeks that you needed to get over them, that month you needed to get over them, whenever you get to the end of that point, you come out being better than you were when you entered that dormant period, okay? Don't you want to be a better version of yourself? That's what I kind of love, breakups and heartbreaks and getting over people, because to me it's like, I was gonna say a mummification. That's not the animal transformation I'm thinking of. What is it when the thing turns into, the caterpillar turns into the butterfly? Metamorphosis. Hillary Duff. Metamorphosis. I'm a Hillary stan till I die. What was I even talking about? Oh yes, okay. The heartbreak will change you. Let it change you for the better. Okay, next, be patient with yourself. This person is special to you. It makes sense that it's gonna be difficult to get over them, so don't assume by day 3, oh my gosh, I'm the worst ever, I can't get over them, I suck. It's gonna take longer than 3 days, okay? This person, you're gonna probably have to see them every day or quite often on a regular basis because they're in your friend group. It's gonna take time to get over them. And if you're friends with them, they probably are already an awesome person, so it's gonna be more difficult to find those flaws flaws because you already like them as a friend. Why wouldn't you like them as a romantic partner? So it's gonna be hard, but you can do it. I know you can do it. The only reason you won't do it is if you don't let yourself. If you think you can't do it, then you won't do it. It's literally as simple as that. So many times I have people in my DMs who say, but I can't get over them. You're already lost if you're telling yourself you can't do it before you've even really tried to do it. It's such a mindset thing. If you think you can get over them, you'll get over them. It's as easy as that. Like, it's not easy, but it's as easy as that. You know what I mean? Another thing too, you have to remind yourself is healing is not linear. It's not just whoop, and you're back to normal. There's gonna be bumps in the road. And you're gonna some days be great and you're gonna say, wow, I am so over Carson. It's like not even a thing anymore. Like, Carson who? And then you're gonna see him in the hallway and he's like, oh, hey Jenny. And you're like, oh my God. Me, I am in love with him again. It's gonna happen. Don't beat yourself up about it. Be patient. You'll get there. And also, if you told your friend, even if things are kind of awkward now that you've told them, be proud of yourself that you even had the courage to tell that person that, because it's scary. It is scary to be honest with your feelings and tell someone something knowing that it could completely crush you if they don't feel the same way. Like, you are a badass for doing that. So don't beat yourself up about that either. If you're thinking like, oh my gosh, I hate myself, I should never have told them. You were just being honest. You were being authentically you, and that's something to be proud of. Okay, so the last step is to change your mindset. When you're trying to get over a friend, I think it can be very easy to slip into that mindset of, wow, I really wish Corey would see what we could be. We could be so great together.
Keep pretending.
Change that around. What if you guys would have dated and maybe it was great for a bit, but what if then you broke up and then you lose him as a friend? Then what? So maybe just be happy with the fact that you have this person as a friend because they're a pretty awesome person to have in your life. Stop assuming that you guys would date and it would be amazing and it would last forever. Yeah, maybe you guys would date and it would be great, but maybe only for 2 months, and then you guys would break up and it would be World War III. It would completely shatter your whole friend group and everything would be awkward. So I think just keeping that in perspective and realizing you don't have a crystal ball, you don't know how things would have worked out. Try to make these adjustments, take a step back, put everything into perspective, appreciate that relationship for what it is, an amazing, solid friendship, and you've got a friend for life. That's something a lot of people don't have, and you should be grateful for that instead of being bitter because you think it could be something better, but you don't really even know if it could be something better. Just remind yourself it's normal to have a crush on someone, especially a friend, because you're spending so much time with this person, you're seeing the best in them, and it's normal to start developing feelings. And take a step back, remind yourself it is a crush, you will get over it, everything will be fine. It'll take some time, but if you want it to and they want it to, things will go back to normal. When you're ready, start slowly dipping that toe back into the water. See if you can spend time with that person without those feelings rushing back. Maybe try hanging out in a group setting so that it's not all consuming and overwhelming at the beginning, you know? Take your time and slowly ease back into it. It will be hard. I believe in you. You will get over them if you want to. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I know there's a lot of you out there struggling, but I hope this video was helpful. If it was, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, okay? Don't leave me out here hanging dry. It's awkward and it's kind of rude. So if you're not already following me on Twitter and Instagram, make sure you go do that right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.